And I just wanted to say a quick story. We went to Lake Powell last summer, and you know, we all know Thatcher's the daredevil badass that he thinks he is. He's always bleeding from every pore because he's got cuts and bruises, but we were out on the tube and we were going pretty hard, and I just like to say that me and actually Erica around here somewhere, little Erica, outlived him on the tube. He was too scared and he failed. So that's me, and I'm sorry, but I'm a little more badass than you. We're gonna miss him and we love him. And thank you so much for coming and supporting our family. We love you.
I'm Thatcher's friend. I'll just best friend, I guess. I'll just forever be in his debt for being the kid that got me into bikes and being my first friend when I moved here. I'll never forget all the stupid videos we made that are still up on his YouTube channel. All the times we go to St. James dirt jumps from 9 in the morning to 9 at night all summer long. Doing the stupidest stuff with Ian. And just always having such a good time. And I only remember a few times he'd get mad at me when I'd crash his bike or do something. He was always just the sweetest kid. He never would get mad at you for something. Thank you. Miss you, Dad.
I remember Spencer introducing me to Thatcher in 7th grade and just telling me to keep an open mind. And first thing the kid does is just yell at me about how cool my bike was. That kid would push you to your own goals harder than anyone else I've ever met. He made sure that you achieved what you wanted, and you knew Thatcher was there. There was no wondering. He was such a positive kid, and he never doubted anybody. And he always pushed everyone, to their limits. And I'm forever thankful for that. And he's so damn positive.
So my brother, he was the one who got me into biking. He was the one who picked out my bike for me and got it for me. And then going to the bike park, if I was ever too scared to do something, he would just tell me, just send it. If you're ever just scared to do anything, just remember just to send it.
I'm also Thatcher's cousin. That kid was one hell of a man, let me tell you. I picked him up from school a couple of times, and he walked home one time, and I told him I'm coming to pick him up, and he just started walking. And I'm trying to find this man, and he's at the corn dog truck getting a corn dog. I'm like, oh, where did you go? He's like, I was hungry. I'm like, dude. But that kid was awesome. And I also want to thank you guys all for coming. I'm sure he loved every single one of you guys more than anything, because that's the kind of guy he was. Thank you.
Alright guys, I'm going to try and get the words out, but it's going to be hard, so kind of bear with me. I think kind of the pattern that we're all seeing here tonight is how positive a guy Thatcher was. He was just super positive. He was never, ever hateful or mean to anybody. He didn't have anything bad to say about anyone. I kind of want to model my life kind of after that, just how positive he was. I wish I could be that positive. And I just kind of, everybody says when you're growing up, just how positive you should be, and it seems so hard, but he was just always so positive, and it's not even like he was trying to. He was just always such a good guy. He was a good thinker. Just thought well of people. And I think kind of when we leave tonight, just kind of everybody think about being kind of a little bit more like Thatcher. Being super positive, thinking positively, seeing things on the bright side, because that's what he would want. I just kind of want to thank everybody for coming out too, because he'd be so happy to see everybody here. He'd probably say something to make everybody laugh and be in a good mood. And it's hard, but I'm just very thankful for everybody to be out here, and I'm just thankful for Thatcher's life and his positive attitude all the time. Thank you guys.
I still have one more thing to say. I remember, my sister Lexi, she told me that her coworker Whitney told her when they were going up north that every artist that dies gets to like create, they get to like paint the sky. And so earlier today, there was like one big rainbow going across the sky right in front of our house, and a really pretty sunset. And I remember just hearing Thatcher, because we were right next to each other. Our doors were just right next to each other in our bedrooms. I remember just hearing him playing his guitar at like 12:30 in the morning, like 1 a.m. or something. As long as like Tanya or something didn't have work, he would just do that until 1 a.m. And he was an amazing guitar artist. And I remember going through all our like old videos, and he would always send me these little short funny videos. And there was like this one that he loved. He would always sing it to me. He would go, "It's 7 o'clock on the dot." I forgot all the lyrics. But he was just so swag and an amazing brother. And I hope that he just enjoyed his life. I mean, he wasn't even like a full adult yet, but he at least just was so brave, and every time he was scared to do something, he just ended up shredding it, and he could almost do everything he wanted to. And on his bike, he was so talented. He could do like 360s. And I remember one night, so one of his friends gave him like a real tramp bike, because our old tramp bike, it was like a bike with no wheels and just had rags for the padding, and he got a giant grip in the tramp. And I remember, so we got a real tramp bike and we have a new tramp, and so Thatcher, he was so surprised because he told me, "Do a bar spin." On my second try, I got a bar spin, and he was so excited. Then he like got his phone, like flipped it upside down, just like film like that, just so then he could film me doing a bar spin. and like he wanted to film me doing a 180, all those sorts of things. And I'm really grateful because he was the first to film my very first big jump at the bike park, and he would always take me going on the swooshes with me. He loved doing those. And I'm super grateful because my dad, he texted me, "Hey, what's your height?" And I was so confused, like, what could this be for? And then, so when I opened my Christmas gift, it was a photo of a bike, and my dad was like, "There's your dream bike." And I was like, thanks, because I still had a pair of PJs, so I was so grateful. And then he brought me out to a trailer, and it had a bike, and I think I remember my dad and Thatcher telling me that Thatcher picked out the bike for me, and I'm really grateful that he did that, and all the memories at the bike park with each other. Thank you.
Thatcher McQueen. How you doing, buddy? So anybody that knew that he worked here also knew that he didn't talk about any other sub shop like he talks here. So I'm only bringing this up because I worked at Jimmy John's. Yeah. So, and he never missed a day, actually. Whenever he'd come in, he'd go, good morning, Caitlin. Good morning. How are you? I'm great, Thatcher. How are you doing? He goes, I'm great, right? He would look at me and he goes, I have a question every single time. Never misses a beat. Never misses a beat. He'd go, how'd you work at Jimmy John's? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in my old uniforms, and our Jersey Mike's crew is gonna rip that up for him.
I'm Kate. I was his coworker and friend. My favorite memory with him is probably when the pickles were gone and he got a cup and he put it in the pickle juice and then he put ice in it and started drinking. And the other time when the Parmesan cheese fell on the ground and he hurried and got down and started eating.
Not second roll, you know? Shred it like the shredded Parmesan.
Thatcher was, he just really made my workday so much better. Whether he was asking the customers weird questions or making Joe Mama jokes. It was, you know, I guess this all just came by surprise because he's just the happiest kid I've ever met. And you know, he was always so worried about me, and he would always just text me, make sure I'm okay. And I just, yeah. Anyways,
I'm Devin. I worked with him. All I've got to say, I don't know anyone else who likes cars more than he does. The bed sheets, always talking about it, inviting all of us to go watch it with him, or how highly he talked of this job. Yep, he's left here and went straight to the gym in his Jersey Mike's uniform and told us that he never got. Best employee I've ever seen.
So I worked with Thatch, and I remember there was a day where I was doing online orders, and I'm patching one up, and I was like, do we have any stickers? He closes this up, and he's like, he comes up behind me, and he's so excited. He's like, do you know why Lightning McQueen is called stickers? And then he like, he goes into like this 10-minute monologue on why Lightning McQueen is called stickers, and I'm like, I have so much respect for you. And I've never seen anyone who's gotten so excited about subs and Lightning McQueen, obviously.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking about Thatcher recently, and he's been on my mind a lot. And the only word that comes to mind when I think about him is not ka-chow, but the only word that came to mind is paradise. And it kind of brings me peace to think about how he's in paradise now, and he's in a better place where he can enjoy himself. So that's really all I had to say, and I love the kid to death. And
He's in Radiator Springs.
Sorry, this is my last time. Okay? Last time, I promise. Okay, so I do remember one time I was just messaging him because I saw his story. It was about like him eating a plant and like, what's your favorite plant? While he was just eating this like green flower thing, like. And so I messaged him. I messaged from the story. I went, definitely dandelions. And he sent me this whole like paragraph, like all the good things about dandelions and all like how many calories there are. There's a lot of things where there's 25 calories in dandelions, if anyone was wondering. So, and then I remember, what was I gonna say? Okay, oh yeah, so many people know this. This is like a famous thing of Thatcher. He would always, if he wanted to talk to you, he'd just go like this. Right, so intensely. So then you could talk to him and you'd be like, what do I say? But he would just do that. And every time he would walk in the door from like back from the gym or Jersey Mike's or anything, he'd go and see me because whenever I'm at my dad's to go visit, he's like, "Hey, Tilly!" He would always just go like, "Hey, Tilly, what's up?" and go like that thing. And so Thatcher, he was just an amazing man, and he would always just make everybody smile. If he smiled, everyone around him, it's like a sickness, like everyone around him, it's so contagious. Like, everyone here would just be smiling if Thatcher just went up here and went. So, yeah, thank you. This is my last time.
Hopefully it doesn't break. Hi guys, I'm Tegan. I'm Thatcher's coworker and he was my friend. The other day we were in a meeting and this is how Thatcher is. The first thing on his mind is to bring love and make people laugh. And he came out of the bathroom and somebody, I can't remember who, said, he made it in one flush. And then somebody said they didn't hear a sink going, like he didn't wash his hands. So he comes back around to everybody lined up in this meeting. Make sure we all know he washed his hands. The thing I keep thinking about with Thatcher is that how much he made sure everybody in his life knew he loved them. Anybody who even walked into our store knew this kid was full of life, love, and joy, and happiness. And I don't know what else to say about him besides that. He was amazing. Thank you guys for all showing up. It means the world.
So I got the lucky opportunity to be Thatcher's boss for the short time that he came and worked with us at Jersey Mike's. From the moment he walked into the door, I was like, wow, this is one of the most amazing people I've ever seen. It took him a couple of shifts to actually start to really show what his personality was. First couple of days, he just did everything I asked him to do. I mean, the kid was always carrying something, always cleaning something. I remember we had to deep clean the grill. The first night he was there, I was working with him, and there was a bunch of other things that needed to get done, and no one else wanted to do it. And he came up to me, and he said, "Seth, please let me do it." And from that point on, the kid just grew a special place in my heart. Every day he came in and he told me how amazing his day was going and how excited he was to be at work, and eventually I ended up being able to have a relationship with him that was a little bit past just being at work with him. One day we all got together and we're gonna go out to San Hollow to hang out together, and we had a plan to go to Blaze Pizza beforehand. So we walked over there all together, and he walks in and he says to all the employees, he gets all their attention, he says, "Look, I need a Mike's Way pizza right now." He said, "I want a 13 original Italian with all of the hams on there, and I want it Mike's Way." And he went through so much to make sure that they made it just like Jersey Mike's. I can't believe that I had the opportunity to be a part of that kid's life. I mean, just looking at the people that are his family and got to see him every single day, you guys are so lucky. Truly a great spirit that kid had, and I hope he's doing good now. Love you, Dutch.
Okay, I'm so sorry. This is like I'm thrilled this time. Like, I said it was my last time, but like
We love it too. Don't even worry. You're adorable.
Okay, so I remember one time, me and Thatcher, I was on my bike. While he was sometimes riding my bike, he was like doing pumps, like jumping on it and stuff. and like doing that. So we went into this little pathway that had like a gate and stuff. And she went through the gate, he sat like that, and he started filming me and said, Tilly. So before he filmed, he was like, Tilly, just go like this on all the things, and then be careful, okay? And then so I did it. Then so there's like this curb thing that I jumped off. Then I almost ran into him. So yeah, that was really funny because he thought it was so funny that I just went off a curb, like did a jump on my bike and then almost crashed into him. And then I forgot what I was going to say next because I can't remember it and then just come up again. So let me think real quick. Can't really remember, but I'm going to think of another memory. So Thatcher. I remember him coming home from Jersey. Oh yeah, this is what I was gonna say. He was coming home to like mine and my mom's house and just to come visit, and he was like bringing me his last free sandwich. He was bringing like and he gave me it. He gave it to like anyone who wanted it, and he was like, guys, I'm not giving out free sandwiches to the coworkers anymore. I was hungry. And so, yeah, and so he loved his job. He was so happy. And he was very glad to be able to come to Jersey Mike's and have an amazing Jersey Mike's family. I think that his coworkers were just like his family. And it was just like all his best friends, and it's just his second family. So thank you to all his coworkers and all his friends. You guys, he loved you all so much. So thank you. That's my last time.
My name's Stan. I was one of Thatcher's friends up in elementary school, and he's always been there for everybody all the way up, no matter who he was. I see people from that play football, basketball, baseball, soccer. It doesn't matter what you did or who you are. He's always there for you, and he loves everybody. I've seen his name's Thatch Thunder, Thatch Lightning. I've seen more thunder and lightning today than I have in the last 5 years. And I know that he's here with us today, and that I know that he loves us and that he's in a better place now. And if he would want anything for us, he'd want us to be happy. And he always made sure, no matter how bad of a day he was having, he'd always put us first to make sure we're having a good day. And I just want you guys to know that he loves everybody.
Going back to the Jimmy John Slander, last month it was one of our friends' birthdays, and we brought a president. He walks outside, and over there, the sky's just pink, and he walks outside at the top of his lungs and goes, "You'll never see a sunset like this outside of Jimmy John's." And then the best sunset I've ever seen right there.
Outside of
Jersey Mike's.
I remember him like coming home smiling so big after work. He loves work.
So I was one of Thatcher's coworkers. I only got to work with him a couple times, but one of my favorite moments that I had with him was when
we actually discontinued our free subs for our team. So sad. He got so mad that he told Michaela that he was going to start bringing Subway in on his breaks. Don't worry, he never did. Hi guys, I'm Michaela. I am Thatcher's boss. He was one of the most hardworking people I've ever had to work with. Every time I asked him to do stuff, he did it. Every day he'd come up to me, Michaela, what can I do to get better? Nothing, Thatcher. Just keep working. He was the most amazing person that I have ever met, and I'm very sorry that you guys lost him. But he is watching over you guys, and he was a beautiful person.
I feel like Thatcher was like a cat because he had like so
Yeah.
many lives and
Yeah.
so many
That's
lives.
exactly what
He's
he
like
was.
a cat. Yeah.
My name's Avery, and I'm also one of Thatcher's coworkers and friends. I remember the first time we asked Thatcher to clean the bathrooms, and he goes, "I get to go in the girls' bathroom." Every time after that, he just comes tap on your shoulder. I just went in the girls' bathroom. And then I remember one time I came home and Megan and Thatcher were sitting in my driveway. And it was like midnight, and Thatcher went to my garage and found my little brother's scooter and started doing scooter tricks in our driveway for about an hour. And he left his truck on the whole time. And I was like, Thatcher, your truck's still running. He's like, it's fine, I'll get it later. And then he just would sit there and tell me how much I looked like Kim Possible. And he never left it down. Here's I love Thatcher. He's a great kid.
Okay, sorry. So don't worry. I'm not going there. She's just a little too socially scared.
Yeah,
So
I'm
she wants me to come up with her because I've gone 3 times, so I'm probably not as scared now. Okay. She wants me to hold her hand.
I probably couldn't tell the story as good as anyone else could, but we would go on trips with like our neighborhood, and I'm just Thatcher's friend. I mean, we all grew up in a little neighborhood, and he is just the greatest person I could have grown up with. And we went on a Disneyland trip, and we all, like, there is like 40 of us, okay? And we all have matching shirts on. And we're all like, and you could lose Thatcher anywhere because he just loved to explore. I mean, if you knew him, you knew like his personality. It was loud and hyper, but we were all there, and he looks up at the sun, I guess. This is what he says. And we go, where's Thatcher? And we lost him. And then we find him in an arcade, and we go, Thatcher, where were you? And he goes, I looked up at the sun, and then I couldn't find you guys. And we were like, okay, it's fine. We all look at the sun sometimes, I guess. But, yeah, his family is amazing, and I know it means so much to them to see all of you guys here. So I want to give you guys a thanks for coming, because it warms my heart knowing that he was loved. He was just great. He deserved all the love in the world. And so, thank you. Just wanted to share some fun memories.
Yeah, okay, so I want to say not any memories. If any of you guys are like too scared, like I don't want to cry in front of people, you guys just gotta come up. It doesn't, nobody's gonna be like, man, this guy crying, what the heck? If you're ever too scared to like come up, like I was a bit scared at first. You got a job here? You're too scared to like come up. Don't be afraid if you're like gonna cry and just, if you're crying in the middle of it, just take a little breather, take your time. You got this.
Send it.
All right, Kelly. I see people coming up now.
Hello everyone, I am Thatcher's older sister, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's come out here tonight. I appreciate you all so much. Being his older sister is kind of hard sometimes to see when people wouldn't treat him right. It hurts your heart as an older sister to see people be rude to someone who doesn't have a mean bone in their body, but it happened. And so it really makes me happy to see all these people who were kind to him and loved him and were nice to him. It's really special, and I really appreciate it. And I know he loved all of you guys, and he did everything in his life was
top notch to the fullest. He didn't do anything half-assed. Like, it was all the way there. And him working here, it coming home, he would see a Jimmy John's wrapper and he would be like, "Whose is this? Whose is this? I want to know who didn't want to get a sub above. They cannot do it Mike's way here. Shame on you." He was just so passionate, cared so much in every aspect. Anybody who biked with him knew he went full send, as he would say. He biked so hard. He was writing his own songs on the guitar like a full-on composer at the age of like 13. And he was at the gym maybe once or twice a day once he found out he liked the gym. So anything he did, and he would start anything from square zero. Like, you would think that everything came so naturally to him, that he was just naturally good at all those things, but he had to work so hard to get where he was at with everything. But he was willing to start from that square zero and go to where he wanted to be. So I think that was an awesome way for him to live. So I appreciate all of you guys supporting him. Couldn't have done it without you guys, I know. So thank you all for coming, and yeah, thanks guys.
And one more thing.
One more thing.
Again, I always have so much to say. So if any of you guys are still a bit too scared, I can just come up with you to say, "Hey, can you come up with me and just stand beside me?" That made me feel
She's our
Wait, I need to teach you how to talk to customers.
Cinder.
I go with anyone. I'm like Thatcher. I'm a super social person. I used to be like super shy, but I lived with Thatcher for many years, and so I just became more social. So if anyone of you want me to just stand beside you to at least make you more social, or at least less shy to make you.
Okay.
There you go.
I was his twin sister. And even though we were twins, we were the exact opposite. But it was really so amazing because every one of my weaknesses was his exact strengths. And he really helped me through everything in life. And everything I know, I learned with him. And he's just always been by my side. Every moment, every big event. I guess that's...
And I just want to give a thank you to my mom and my dad, because they helped raise me and Thatcher and my whole family so well. They made him the person he could have been today. My mom at least let him into this world to at least share all these memories with you guys. We wouldn't all be here if it weren't for my mom and my dad. So just thank you so much, Mom and Dad. And Mom and Dad!
Yay!
The other day, I remember I was working with him, and this girl came in. She had her 2 children, and she ordered a 43 and a 13.
Remember the order?
Yeah. 4313. I'm grilling it, and this girl gets wrung out, and she walks out the door with a sub that isn't hers. And I'm taking the sub off, and then I'm like, wait, she just walked out without her 43. Someone should go tell her. And Thatcher's like, I'm on it! And then he full on is at the register, he runs all the way around, he comes out here, and he's like, lady, you forgot your sub! And then he walks back in, and after the door closes, he's like, not all heroes wear capes, some wear aprons.
Alright, I'm Megan. I was one of his coworkers. And there was one shift. It was the first shift that he worked with Devin and I. And he looked at us and he was like, you guys look so alike. Me and Devin played on it and we were like, we're twins. we couldn't, after we met him, we were like, we can't tell him we lied to him. We ran with it, and we were twins for like 4 months. And then we worked the shift set. He was our shift lead, and we had to run with it because we were doing it, me and Devin were twins. And Seth had actually just broken up with his girlfriend, so he was having a tough day. And Thatcher's like, didn't you know Megan and Devin were twins? And Seth was like, no, they're not. And me and Devin, we were like, frick, this is when it ends. But no, we kept going. And it went a little ways for a little while, and then finally, once Thatcher asked me out, I had to tell him. I was like, we're not twins. And so he just looked at me and he was like, so then we just had to explain that we've known each other since kindergarten. And I still remember the first shift I ever worked with him. He came in and he was trying to impress us. And he was like, I bet you can't do a 540. And we all looked at him like, what is a 540? And he stands like this, and he jumps and he spins. And he's like, I was so close.
Did he ever get the 720?
Yes. He would practice those in the middle of lunch rushes when customers were out the door. He would run and just jump all the way around.
And then whoever was in charge just had to be like, Thatcher, not right now. But we all for the rest of the night was having such a blast with him, and there was never a shift without fail that someone would say, I need my shift covered, and Thatcher wouldn't say, I've got you. He worked so many doubles for all of us. And everything on our nighttime checklist that none of us wanted to do. Thatcher would say, I don't know how, but I'm willing to learn. And every night he learned something new that someone didn't want to do. He got so good at all of it. And he was the glue of this family that we have. We're gonna miss him so much.
So I usually worked in the mornings, and like I didn't really work with Thatcher that much because he worked at night. But we had this app, it's called Crew app, and like it's where you can see your schedule and stuff. And there's this feature in there. I mean, we've had this app since like we opened, and I didn't even know like you could do this. And it was, you could buy like these things, stars, and you could like hand them out, gold stars. Yeah, like, I didn't even know it was a thing. And then like I go to look at my schedule, and someone just like sending everybody stars. Like, you get a star, you get a star. We're trying to look at the schedule, and he was just lighting up with stars, and I didn't get one. I seen him the next day. I was like, bro, I didn't get a star. And it was like my first time working with him. He was like, I got you, and then he like sent me. And he had to like,
I got you.
yeah, and he had to buy those stars too. Like he was buying them and sending them to people. And then we had a meeting here where everyone was getting Jersey Mike's gear. We were getting like backpacks and Jersey Mike's gear, and they were handing them out. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm just here for the bag offers. I need another bag." He was trying to get all the gear. I thought it was really cool. But yeah, that guy's irreplaceable here for sure. Thank you.
Thatcher made me the social person I am today, because I used to be so shy, but Thatcher helped me, just making me more of a social person. So the reason that I went up there is because I wouldn't have been able to if it weren't for Thatcher to teach me how to be social. Even if he didn't really like tell me what to do, I just learned from his actions, and
you get a star.
So I worked with Thatcher. I literally just stopped crying. Now I'm crying again. So I'm gonna try to not cry, but it's really hard. I worked with him at Pizza Factory when he would, be in the corner doing dishes and I was helping prepping food. And I remember, there's so many memories, but I remember one really distinct one. And, you know, my manager had been like, hey, can you go take out the trash? And he was like, yeah, I've got it, you know? And so he took out the trash and came back. And I remember one of my coworkers, because I mean, when I walked into work, the golf cart's, you know, perfectly parked in the parking spot. And when we looked over, it's halfway into the bush at my work. And I remember my manager just went outside and laughed. And we all just went outside and laughed for probably a good 20 minutes by this thing just being in the bush. And I mean, he just did the smallest things that could make anyone laugh. And he was just such a friend in disguise. And there's just so many memories at my past job with him that I will never forget. Him just being so ridiculously funny that it was just, you could not help but just laugh out loud. And you know, I might not work with him anymore, but I really am going to miss him and how much he just made other people around him laugh just by doing just about anything.
And I do also have to give him some credits of having some of my best friends. Because if he made me the social one I am right now, then he's the one who made me be able to make my friends since I was more social. So I gotta give Thatcher credits for all my friends. He loved all my friends too. I got Scotty, I got Chloe, I got Tegan, I got Zach, I got plenty. Sometimes whenever I go to like